Match day 34 is upon us. We only have a handful of match days left until the playoffs. Is your team going to make it? Tell me down in the comments below. But before we jump into match day 34, as always, we've got to look at the Nerdy Soccer table. And Cody reclaims his number one spot there and now sits with 31 points there in first place. Matt's picks comes in at second with 30. And Jay is sneaking closer and closer to that top spot, now in third with 29 points. And then we have a two-way tie there for fourth, rounding out the top five with Sam and Joey Betts. If you want to get involved, QR code is on the screen. Link is in the description. There's 3 matches for you to predict. Predict those, climb the leaderboard. We will go all the way through the MLS Cup. We will also be doing it next season, and next season there will be a prize to the winner who sits at the top of the table at the end of the season. But enough of that. Let's jump into our Matchday 34 predictions. So to kick the weekend off, we have NYCFC versus Inter Miami. Currently, NYCFC 3 draws and 2 losses in their last 5 matches, while Inter Miami currently 3 wins, a draw, and a loss in their last 5, currently on a 4-match unbeaten streak. NYCFC at home, though, pretty good. 8 wins, 2 draws, 4 losses, even though they are coming off of a 5-1 loss at home. Inter Miami, 9 wins, 3 draws, 2 losses there on the road. The win probability is in favor of Inter Miami. They just are the better team. We know what they can do. Messi's back. Suarez is there. It's just, yeah, Messi didn't really do anything against Atlanta. Atlanta did a good job not letting him even touch the ball, but he only played 30 minutes also on top of that. So if he starts against NYCFC, I feel bad for them. Expected goals is 1.7 for NYCFC to 2.4 for Inter Miami. And I think with the way the NYCFC have been playing currently, I think Inter Miami walk into New York with no problem, and they win this match 3-0 over NYCFC. So that takes us into Charlotte FC versus the New England Revs. Currently, Charlotte are 2 draws and 3 losses, currently on a 3-match losing streak, where the Revs are 1 win, 2 draws, 2 losses in their last 5 matches. Charlotte at home, 6 wins, 5 draws, 3 losses. The Revs, 4 wins, no draws, and 9 losses on the road. Charlotte have been struggling pretty much since Leagues Cup, and they were doing fantastic there before Leagues Cup, I thought, and like they were cooking. Now it's not so much. The win probability is in favor of Charlotte, though, there at home because of the way that they have performed there and not allowing goals and scoring some goals. They're expected to score 1.2, where the Revs are supposed to, they're expected to score 0.7. I think that Charlotte get the job done at home, but I think that we get a little bit more goals than what the expected goals is, and I think that Charlotte win this match 2-1 over the Revs. Next up, we have CF Montreal versus Chicago Fire. Currently, Montreal 1 win, a draw, and 3 losses in their last 5 matches, where the Fire 1 win, a draw, and 3 losses in their last 5 matches. Montreal had a good comeback over the weekend, or over the midweek, I should say, coming back and tying that game 2-2 against the Revs on the road. Currently, they are 5 wins, 5 draws, 4 losses at home, where the Fire lost last weekend to Nashville at Geodis Park. They're currently 2 wins, 5 draws, and 8 losses on the road. Even with that poor performance on the road, their win probability is 42%, where Montreal's is 33%. Expected goals is very close in this one, 1.3 to 1.4. And I think that is how it ends. I think that this is our first draw of the weekend, and I think this one ends in a 1-1 draw there in Montreal. So one of the biggest matches of this weekend is right here. We have Columbus Crew versus Orlando City. Currently, Columbus Crew, 3 wins, a draw, and a loss in their last 5 matches. Orlando City, 3 wins, a draw, and a loss in their last 5 matches. Currently on a 3-match winning streak. This is the Orlando that we expected to see from the beginning of the season, in my opinion. Columbus Crew at home, 7 wins, 4 draws, 2 losses. Orlando City, 6 wins, 3 draws, 5 losses on the road. Of course, the win probability is in favor of Columbus because of how good they are at 52%, 26% win probability for Orlando. This is a big game for Orlando. They need to win this one because of the table. They can stay moving up in the East there. This would be a huge win for them, but I just don't see it happening. They're lower.com field. It's the Columbus Crew. They were at halftime 0-0 with Toronto. Cucho comes on. The game ends in a 2-0 win for the Crew. So I have to go with that. I have to say the Crew win there at home 2-1 over Orlando City. That leads us into the New York Red Bulls versus Atlanta United. Currently, the Red Bulls 3 draws and 2 losses in their last 5 matches, where Atlanta 1 win, 2 draws, 2 losses in their last 5 matches. The Red Bulls at home still only 1 loss with 7 wins and 6 draws, where Atlanta 3 wins, 4 draws, 7 losses on the road. The Red Bulls have not looked great in the last 5 matches, and even spanning beyond that, they just keep drawing and not winning. Yes, they are still pretty high up in the East table. Their win probability in this one is 53% to Atlanta's only 17%. Atlanta are coming off of a draw with Inter Miami, and maybe this prediction is probably very biased and very hopeful for me. I think that Red Bulls are going to win, but for my prediction, I'm going to have to say it's going to be a draw. And I think that Atlanta go on the road, get that point, and this one ends in a 2-2 draw there at Red Bull Arena. Next up, we have Austin versus Houston in a Texas rivalry match. Austin currently 1 win, a draw, 3 losses in their last 5 matches, where the Dynamo are 2 wins, 2 draws, and a loss in their last 5 matches. Austin at home 6 wins, 4 draws, 4 losses, where the Dynamo are 7 wins, 2 draws, and 5 losses on the road. The win probability is in favor of Houston going on the road here at 56%. Expected goals is 1.1 for Austin, 1.9 for the Dynamo, and it's going to be similar to that. I think, though, that Houston are looking good right now. Austin, not so much. There is news out with Derussy. Fans are saying to get rid of him. He's retweeting them, so he's not happy there in Austin. People are calling for the coach to be canned. It's just a mess down there in Austin right now. So I think Houston go on the road here to Q2 Stadium and win this match 2-0 over Austin. So staying there in Texas, we have FC Dallas versus LAFC. Currently Dallas 1 win, a draw, and 3 losses in their last 5 matches, where LAFC aren't looking all that great either. 1 win, 2 draws, and 2 losses in their last 5 matches. Jesus Ferreira had a nice free kick goal over the midweek, but still they end up losing to Real Salt Lake on the road. Dallas at home, though, 8 wins, 2 draws, 4 losses. LAFC on the road, 5 wins, 3 draws, and 5 losses. Even with that record, they still have the win probability in their favor at 40%. Dallas is right there, though, at 37%. The expected goals is very, very close in this one, 1.6 to 1.67. I think that we see 5 goals in this one, but I think that LAFC go on the road. Yes, Dallas looked pretty good at home, but I think LAFC go on the road here and win this match 3-2 over FC Dallas. Next up, we have Nashville SC versus FC Cincinnati. Currently, Nashville 2 wins, a draw, and 2 losses in their last 5 matches. Currently on a 2-match winning streak. Can't believe I'm saying that. They have had a very struggling season this year. Cincinnati 2 wins, a draw, and 2 losses in their last 5 matches. Currently on a 3-match unbeaten streak. Nashville at home are 5-5-5, where FC Cincinnati are 10 wins, a draw, and 3 losses on the road. Win probability heavily in favor of Cincinnati at 60%, and I have to go with that. Nashville have been struggling until their last 2 matches, getting their first win under BJ there and the new manager at home with a 1-0 victory over the Chicago Fire. Cincinnati is just a lot better team, and I think that they win this match 3-0 over Nashville at Geodis Park. That leads us into Sporting Kansas City versus Minnesota United. Currently, Sporting Kansas City, 3 wins, a draw, and a loss in their last 5 matches. So looking pretty good there, Sporting Kansas City. Minnesota United, though, 3 wins and 2 losses in their last 5 matches. Kansas City at home, 6 wins, 4 draws, 5 losses, where Minnesota have 6 wins, 2 draws, and 6 losses on the road. The win probability in favor of Minnesota. They are a better side overall than what Sporting are, but Sporting currently are on an 8-match unbeaten streak there at home, and I have to say that continues here. I think that Sporting Kansas City does the job at home and wins this match 3-1 over Minnesota United. Now, that takes us to Colorado for the Rapids versus Toronto FC. Currently, the Rapids are 2 wins, a draw, and 2 losses in their last 5 matches, and Toronto are 3 wins and 2 losses in their last 5 matches. Colorado looked disappointing there in the midweek against Sporting Kansas City, losing 4-1, where Toronto didn't look bad against the Columbus Crew. Yes, they did lose at home against them, but it is the Columbus Crew. The Rapids currently 9 wins, 3 draws, 2 losses there at home, where Toronto are 4 wins, 3 draws, and 8 losses on the road. The win probability in favor of the Rapids there at 64%. Expected goals is 1.9 to 0.8 for Toronto. And I think that it's close to that. I think that the Rapids get it done there in Colorado, 3-1 over Toronto FC. A match that I'm very much looking forward to is Real Salt Lake versus Portland Timbers. Currently, RSL 2 wins and 3 losses in their last 5 matches. Timbers 2 wins, a draw, and 2 losses in their last 5 matches. Real Salt Lake have 10 wins, 1 draw, and 3 losses there at home. Portland Timbers 3 wins, 3 draws, and 8 losses on the road. Yes, Timbers they are not a great road team, as you could see there. Win probability at 58% for Real Salt Lake to 22% win probability for the Timbers. Expected goals here is 2.2 for RSL to 1.3 for Portland. I don't think that happens. Portland are coming off of a big win against the Galaxy at home. RSL coming off of a victory against Dallas over the midweek. I think that we see 5 goals in this one. I do. Portland scored 4 in the midweek. RSL scored 3. So I think that we see 5 here. But I think Real Salt Lake get the job done there at home and win this match 3-2 over the Timbers. So our second to last match there on Saturday, we have LA Galaxy versus the Vancouver Whitecaps. Currently, the Galaxy are 2 wins and 3 losses in their last 5 matches, where Vancouver Whitecaps 3 wins and 2 draws in their last 5 matches, as I stutter. Currently on a 5-match unbeaten streak, because that's what I was looking forward to saying. The Galaxy, though, at home, 11 wins, 3 draws, and 1 loss, where Vancouver 7 wins, 4 draws, and 4 losses on the road. This is going to be a very close game. This is going to be an exciting game. The win probability is in favor of Vancouver on the road to the Galaxy, just because of what they are doing on the road with scoring and not allowing goals. You know how it all works. But I think with LA Galaxy's form at home, and technically, someone had to point that out, their loss isn't really at home. That was at the Rose Bowl. So they have not lost at Dignity Park this year. And I don't think that happens here. I think LA Galaxy win this match 2-1 over the Vancouver Whitecaps. And for our last match there on Saturday, we have San Jose Earthquakes versus St. Louis City. Currently, the Earthquakes 1 win, a draw, and 3 losses in their last 5 matches. St. Louis City 1 win, 2 draws, 2 losses in their last 5 matches. The Earthquakes at home, 3 wins, 1 draw, and 10 losses. I can't believe that they were this bad. I understand injuries and things like that, but this is bad. St. Louis City, though, away, have no wins, 8 draws, and 6 losses. The win probability is in favor of St. Louis at 65%. And I think that St. Louis go on the road here and get their first road win. Don't let me down, St. Louis, because you've let me down so much this season. When I've picked you, you've lost. I think you go on the road here. They win. They win 2-1 over the Earthquakes. And for the last match of the weekend, and the game that we will be doing the watch along for, Philadelphia Union versus DC United there on Sunday. Currently, the Union 2 wins, a draw, and 2 losses in their last 5 matches, where DC United 2 wins, a draw, 2 losses in their last 5 matches. Currently on a 3-match unbeaten streak. Philadelphia at home 3 wins, 4 draws, and 7 losses. DC United had 4 wins, 5 draws, and 5 losses there on the road. The win probability is in favor of DC United at 42%. Philadelphia is kind of close at 34%. Expected goals is 1.4 to 1.6 for DC United. I think that we see a 5-goal game here. I think we've seen multiple 5-goal games. And with the way that Philadelphia played over the midweek, I think that it continues here. And I'm sorry, DC United fans. I think that they lose there. And Philadelphia wins this match 3-2 at Subaru Park. So that is it for Matchday 34. Tell me down below what your predictions are. Get involved. QR codes on the screen. 3 matches. Climb the leaderboard. See how close you can get to the top before the end of the season. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you like the content. And we will see you Sunday for the live stream.